Hey guys, today we are going to be, this is part 2 of this reaction video. Hope you guys will like this part 2. I'm sorry about part 1, how it ended so abruptly. I accidentally stopped the recording, but we are back for part 2. Here we go.
A lot of good will come out of this. You have never seen any player play as hard as I will play the rest of the season, and you never see someone push the rest of the team as hard as I will push. You never see a team play harder than we will the rest of the season. God bless.
By the end of his legendary college career, he had 2 national championships, 1 Heisman, and a cult-like following that made him one of the most beloved college players ever. But NFL scouts didn't care about any of that. They saw his long release and awkward throwing motion and asked the question that was on everyone's mind. Could Tim Tebow actually throw the football well enough to survive in the NFL? Well, the Denver Broncos were willing to take that chance, drafting him with the 25th overall pick in the 2010 draft.
And with the 25th pick in the 2010 NFL draft, the Denver Broncos select Tim Tebow, quarterback, Florida.
After sitting the bench his rookie year, Tebow got the starting position in 2011, where he started winning games. Ugly games. Wild, last-second, heart-stopping games. But wins nonetheless.
Kidding.
Tebow went on a miracle run that season that became known as Tebow time. He led 6 fourth-quarter comebacks, and then a playoff win against the Steelers where he threw an 80-yard touchdown in overtime.
That's one of the great lessons that you learn in football. Courage to keep fighting. You know, when you're down, when you get knocked down over and over again, are you going to keep getting up?
For one wild moment, Tim Tebow looked like he was silencing every doubter. But the Broncos signed Peyton Manning the very next offseason. Tebow got traded to the Jets, barely saw the field, and never started another NFL game. He bounced around to the Patriots, then the Eagles, then out of the league completely. And if you look at his 47.9% completion rate, it makes sense.
But like, he was good. Like, even though he had a bad completion percentage, that doesn't mean you're a bad quarterback. At least you win playoff games.
He was an incredible leader, but a not-so-incredible player. After retiring, Tebow tried baseball, broadcasting, and even made a brief NFL comeback attempt with the Jaguars in 2021 as a tight end, but nothing lasted. The truth is that he was a Heisman legend that never quite belonged in the NFL. If only Tebow could throw on top of his elite running ability, which is exactly what Robert Griffin III could do. In college, he was untouchable. In 2011, he threw for over 4,000 yards, ran for nearly 700, totaled 47 touchdowns, and walked away with the Heisman Trophy.
Great things don't happen without hard work.
He made Baylor a pro.
That is 100% right. Great things don't come without hard work. He's speaking
that could
facts.
never break through as one of college football's elites into must-watch TV. And then Washington traded a haul of picks to draft him 2nd overall in 2012. It felt like the league was about to change.
With the 2nd pick in the 2012 NFL draft, the Washington Redskins select Robert Griffin III.
As a rookie, RG3 was a revelation. He threw for 20 passing touchdowns and just 5 interceptions, while adding another 800 rushing yards and 7 more scores on the ground. He was the ultimate dual-threat weapon, and Washington rode his elite playmaking ability straight into the playoffs. However, late in the season, RG3 banged up his knee, but he kept playing. Then, in a playoff game against Seattle,
honestly, he's what could have been. If he would have stayed out and gone to the injury reserve, what could have happened? He could have been a great player.
it all came crashing down. He re-injured the knee, tearing his ACL and LCL. And that moment didn't just end Washington's season, it ended everything that made RG3 special. His speed and confidence weren't the same, his mechanics got worse, his reads slowed down. So, by year 3, he got benched for Kirk Cousins, the 4th-round backup he was supposed to tower over. Then, in 2016, Washington let him walk. He signed with Cleveland, got injured again, and that was pretty much it. He bounced around as a backup and spent a few quiet years behind Lamar Jackson in Baltimore.
Anyways, I'm back. Let's get back into it.
Before finally calling it quits. He was supposed to be the future, but one injury turned him into a what could have been. Much like RG3, Sam Bradford suffered a similar fate. At Oklahoma, Sam Bradford looked like a future #1 pick from the moment he stepped on the field. And in 2008, he made it official with 50 touchdown passes, over 4,700 yards, and a Heisman Trophy.
And the winner of the 2008 Heisman Trophy is Sam Bradford.
Right before it was time to take his talents to the NFL, the injuries started. He hurt his shoulder in college, missing nearly the whole 2009 season.
It's really hard to put into words.
Reimagine your space
All
at
right.
the Home Styles Home Show, March 20th to 22nd at
Yeah, I'm
Furryland
not
Park.
taking that.
Nearly the whole
Shout out
2009
to Home
season.
Sales.
It's really hard to put into words the frustration that I felt right now.
Still, the St. Louis Rams took the risk and made him the #1 overall pick in 2010.
With the first pick in the 2010 NFL Draft, the St. Louis Rams select Sam Bradford, quarterback, Oklahoma.
As a rookie, Bradford threw for over 3,500 yards, helped the Rams go from hopeless to competitive, and won Offensive Rookie of the Year. But after that, Bradford couldn't stay healthy. Sprained ankles, torn ACLs, bruised everything. He missed so many games, and every time he came back, it felt like a reset button had been hit. There was a new coach, a new system, or some new setback. But teams kept believing it. The Eagles traded for him. Then the Vikings gave up a first-rounder when Teddy Bridgewater went down. Then Arizona gave him $20 million guaranteed to try again. But every stop ended the same way. Injuries, frustration, a few flashes, then a quick exit. And that's what made Bradford so hard to figure out. He just never became what he was supposed to be. He had every tool you could want in a quarterback, except the one that matters most in the NFL, durability. But while
That is
Bradford
a
just couldn't stay
miracle.
healthy, Matt Leinart couldn't stay relevant. At USC, Leinart won the Heisman in 2004.
The winner of the 2004 Heisman Memorial Trophy, Matt Leinart from the University of Southern California.
Led the Trojans to back-to-back national championships and lost just 2 games in his entire college career. And when he decided to return to school for his senior
That's
year,
hard to do.
Announced I will be coming back for my 5th year.
instead of entering the NFL draft early, many called it smart or mature. But looking back, that might have been the move that cost him everything. When Leinart finally entered the 2006 NFL draft, the hype had cooled. Scouts started picking him apart, saying he didn't
Scouts
have
are hard
elite
to deal
arm
with.
strength, couldn't move well, and didn't take enough snaps under center. He fell to the 10th overall pick, where the Arizona Cardinals took a chance on him.
With the 10th choice in the 2006 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Matt Leinart, quarterback, USC.
I feel good. I'm ready. This is my job now. I'm ready to go.
He had a solid rookie season, where he showed flashes of leadership and made some big-time throws. But after an injury early in year 2, the backup, 36-year-old Kurt Warner, came in and lit it up. And just like that, Leinart lost his job.
It wasn't a hard decision. It really just came down to who we felt gave us the best chance to win at that time, and that was Kurt.
Not for a week or 2, for good. He bounced to Houston, Oakland, then Buffalo. But he never really got another shot as a starter. Why? It wasn't just the lack of talent. It was the lack of edge. Leinart was never known for his work ethic. Rumors swirled that he didn't study enough and didn't grind the way a franchise QB should. So, when the game got faster and tougher, he didn't. And that's what crushed his NFL career.
When I look back, I feel like probably
Yeah.
early on in my career, I didn't take it as seriously as I should have.
To succeed in the NFL, you gotta want it more than anyone. And running back Ron Dane was another prime example of work ethic not matching up with talent. After 4 straight 1,000-plus yard years and 6,397 total rushing yards across 4 seasons, Ron Dane left Wisconsin as the all-time NCAA leader in rushing yards. And he didn't exactly run around people. He ran straight through them. He was 250
He brings
pounds
the
of
boom.
pure punishment. So when the Giants drafted him 11th overall in 2000, it looked like they were getting a sure thing. Power back built for cold weather, fourth quarters, and goal line dominance. The perfect complement to their other
Tiki
running
Barber.
back speedster, Tiki Barber. But in the NFL, Ron Dane never looked the same. He showed up to camp out of shape, and he got fewer carries and made less of an impact. Instead of being the thunder to Tiki's lightning, he quickly got buried on the depth chart because coaches didn't trust his conditioning. And the more time passed, the more obvious it became Dane wasn't an NFL talent. He was a straight-line downhill bruiser in an NFL that was starting to favor quicker, more versatile backs. He couldn't catch out of the backfield, he didn't have the lateral agility to make defenders miss, and he didn't adapt. He spent 4 disappointing seasons in New York, never rushed for more than 770 yards in a year, and was eventually cut. He moved on to Denver, then Houston, where he had a few solid games, but nothing that stuck. And by 2007, he was completely out of the league with no Pro Bowls, no playoff moments, and no breakout year. But while Dane at least got his chance, Andre Ware wasn't as fortunate. Ware was putting up video game numbers before the phrase video game numbers was even a thing. At Houston in 1989, Andre threw for over 4,600 yards and 46 touchdowns in just 11 games. He became the first black quarterback to win the Heisman Trophy.
Join me in the signal honor of awarding the 1989 Heisman Memorial Trophy to Andre Ware of the University of Houston.
And he did it in style. He was fast, fearless, and made defenses look like practice dummies. It felt like he was ahead of his time. A mobile QB with a cannon arm wasn't something scouts saw every day in the 80s and 90s. So when the Detroit Lions drafted him 7th overall in 1990,
just a dream to play in the NFL, so I would be happy just about going in.
You'd think they'd have a plan to build the offense around him, right? Well, they didn't. From the second he arrived in Detroit, Ware was put into a system that didn't fit him at all. They barely gave him reps in practice. He sat behind aging veterans.
Yeah, he humbles you a little bit. And
he was not treated right. And I think he could have also been on what could have been on this list. And he could have been so good. But the Lions just never believed in him.
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating because when you're watching someone else play and you get a little hungrier to play.
And when he finally did get on the field, it was always just in garbage time. The same Lions team that drafted him for his skill set refused to let him use it. Rather than trying to mold their offense around Ware, they tried to mold him into something else. And when he couldn't become that fast enough, they gave up. He started just 6 games in his entire NFL career, in which he threw just 5 touchdowns. He then went to the CFL for a few years, trying to revive his career, but the momentum was gone. He had all the talent in the world.
Yo, stop it with the ads. We don't care. Shout out. Everyone say ban to all ads. We don't need them.
All the talent in the world. He just landed in the wrong era, with the wrong team, in a league that never believed in him. And the worst part, we'll never know how good he could have been.
That's
but while Ware never got his chance, Archie Griffin didn't fail because of opportunities, or even injuries for that matter. He failed for something completely different. Running back Archie Griffin is college football royalty. He's the only player to ever win the Heisman Trophy twice, which he did in back-to-back seasons in 1974 and 75. At Ohio State, he was everything a coach could dream of.
One of the
Smart,
best players on the list.
explosive, and reliable. He rushed for over 100 yards in 31 straight games, finished with nearly 6,000 rushing yards, and helped lead the Buckeyes to 4 straight Big Ten titles. He was the very face of consistency. Never flashy, never cocky. He just worked week after week, year after year. He was as can't-miss of a prospect as you can find, or at least we thought. After being drafted by the Bengals 24th overall, things just felt different once he took the field in the NFL. He wasn't bad, he just wasn't special. He never rushed for more than 700 yards in a single season. He only scored 7 total touchdowns in 7 years, and by the time he retired, he had barely cleared 2,800 rushing yards. It wasn't because he stopped trying. It was because the traits that made him elite in college, like his vision, balance, and quick cuts, weren't enough to separate him at the pro level. He just didn't have breakaway speed. He could no longer overpower defenders. And in a league where almost every defender is faster, stronger, and meaner than what you faced in college, that stuff matters. He quietly lost touches, and by the early 1980s, Archie Griffin, college football's most decorated player, was out of the league entirely. It wasn't because of scandals, injuries, or even the lack of opportunities. It was just the cruel truth of the NFL. Being the best in college doesn't guarantee anything at the next level. And hey, if you enjoyed this video,
well, that was Heisman Trophy winners that flop day in the NFL. Make sure to subscribe, and we will see you next time. Peace.